Hey guys, I'm Nick. This week I teamed up with Carl Jacobson to make a neat project for the home. You guys hear that? Carl, what are you doing?
I'm turning the bowl we talked about.
But I'm not done with the intro yet.
I'm sorry, I was pretty excited to get started. Go ahead, Nick.
As I was saying, this week Carl and I teamed up to make a salad bowl set. He was going to turn the bowl over on his lathe, and I was going to make the utensils. If you guys want to see how we did it, stay tuned.
The wood shop is sponsored by Chefware Kits, Nova, and their new Infinity system.
I started by planing some maple down to 1 1/4 inches thick. Then I just adhered my pattern to the wood using a glue stick. I took the board over to the bandsaw to cut it to rough size. I started by using a Forstner bit to eliminate chip out on the surface of the maple. The shank of the Forstner bit was too wide to make a through hole, so then I switched to a standard twist bit. It was then back to the bandsaw to cut the piece to shape, leaving the pattern line. Then using my new fangle-dangled 1-inch wide belt sander, I could then sand in between the tines of the fork. I cut out a little bit of the material for the indent, then using my oscillating spindle sander, I sanded the curves smooth to the line. Well, now that we have the first profile cut on both of these, and everything's sanded nice and smooth, let's check back with Carl and see what he's up to. Carl!
What?
You ready to keep going?
I'm sorry, I was just checking the stock prices for the bucket lid.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I kind of forgot about you there.
So I'm good?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, I have the lathe speed at 1,000, and I'm going to just use the bowl gouge and start cleaning this thing out. All right, it was pretty rough. I had to bring it down because it was natural edge, and we don't want a natural edge salad bowl, so I'm just going to go ahead and start cleaning out the inside now. All right, let's check back in with Nick, see how he's doing.
Thanks, Carl. At this point, I was just going to take my blanks and glue the edge pattern to the side, and that way I could take it over to the bandsaw and cut out the dished out portion, or the curved portion of the salad fork. Once I was done over at the bandsaw, I then used my oscillating spindle sander again to put the indentations on the top and bottom surfaces. I finalized the outside curve of the fork over at the belt sander, and then the inside curve over at the spindle sander. A little bit of hand sanding to knock off some of the sharp edges, and then I could see what Carl was up to.
All right, that feels pretty even. I'm gonna go ahead and sand it now.
The last thing for me on these salad forks was just to apply a little bit of mineral oil with a paper towel. Let's check back with Carl one last time to see how he finished up the bowl.
All right, Nick, I have the inside done. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the chuck now and go ahead and put my vacuum chuck on and finish the bottom of it here. All right, I went ahead and just brought the tailstock up to center. I have it in the vacuum chuck. I'm going to turn that on. It's a little bit loud, so you won't be able to hear me, but I'm just going to clean this foot off and cup it out a little bit so it sits nice and flat. All right, Nick, I'm just finishing up with 600. I'll get this thing finished up and wiped down, and we'll be done. All right, it's all dry. Put a couple of coats of salad bowl finish on it, and it's 12 inches by 4.5 inches tall. And it's just a beautiful piece of fiddleback maple. I put a little bit of detail on it too right there. I was hoping it would stand out a little bit more, but I think it adds a nice little rim on it.
Hey, Carl,
Yeah.
can I have the bowl?
Oh, you bet.
Thanks. That turned out nice. I think it's time for a salad. Here I made up a nice Asian-inspired ginger grilled chicken salad. Carl, dinner's ready.
All right, that was a lot of fun teaming up with Nick for this project. If you haven't seen his channel yet, it's Nick Ferry, and I will put a link down in the description. Go check it out. He has a lot of great projects, and subscribe to his channel. All right, as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.